Life isn't fair, it never was, and the kindest man in the room is usually the first one cleared off the table. Look around. The coworker who smiles in the stand-up, then presents your idea on his slide. The buddy who likes every post except the one with your good news. The relative who backs you at the table and works on your name in the driveway. You just thought of a name, hold it. 21 laws of power today, stacked into 5 acts. Eyes, armor, position, strike, throne, but the 21st law isn't in any book. It turns the other 20 inside out, and I'm saving it for the end. Because once you hear it, you will look at every room you walk into differently. Permanently. Hold that name in your head the whole way. 500 years ago, Machiavelli wrote a line in The Prince that got him cursed for 5 centuries, and the longer you live, the truer it gets. It goes, in essence, like this. A man who insists on being good in every situation, surrounded by so many who are not good, brings about his own ruin. He isn't telling you to be a bad man. He's telling you to open your eyes, because kindness with no vision isn't virtue. It's bait. Before we take the first step, type 1 line in the comments. I don't chase power, I become it. Type it, that's the oath of a man who's about to see the board. Look at one real man first. Wes, 38 operations lead, spent 2 years building the deck for his whole team. Last quarter his idea showed up on somebody else's slide. And that guy got praised by the VP, with Wes sitting right there on the call. Wes laughed along with the room, didn't sleep that night. Next morning, he built the deck for the team again. Wes isn't short on talent, Wes isn't short on work ethic, Wes is short on exactly one thing. He has never once seen the board he's standing on. Law 1. If you don't know you're playing, you're the piece. 9 at night, you're still answering work messages. You call that dedication, look again. Who made the rule that you answer at 9 at night? Nobody did, it just became the pattern, and that pattern serves somebody, and it isn't you. Life is full of games nobody announces. The game at work, the game in the family, the game inside your own friend group. You don't have to like that. You do have to see it, because the man who can't see the game still gets played around. He just doesn't get a vote. This week, take 1 habit you keep, because everyone keeps it, and ask 1 question. Who does this pattern serve? If you don't know you're playing, you're being played. Law 2, read the motive, not the words. The classic line, I'm only telling you this for your own good. Every time you hear it, ask silently, for my own good, and what's in it for you, not to suspect the whole world, because words are packaging, and motive is the product. The guy telling you not to take that other job might love you like a brother. Or his workload doubles the day you walk. Same advice, 2 different products. Learn to read the label before you buy. This week, take the last piece of advice somebody gave you and answer 1 question. If I follow it, what does the advisor gain and what does he lose? Don't listen to the words, read the invoice. Law 3, trust promises a little, trust the fall a lot. You want to know who a man is, don't listen when he's promising. Watch him lose money, lose an argument, lose face, winning. Everybody looks the same. Falling, every man looks different. The man who loses an argument and says, yeah, that's fair. You're right, that's the real thing. The man who loses money and tells the story using the words I got greedy, real thing. The man who loses and blames wherever he lands. You just saw the future of every promise he'll ever make you. This week, that person you're about to trust, about to partner with, think back to 1 time you watched him lose. Never seen him lose means you don't have data, you have good weather. A promise is a flyer. A fall is a file. Law 4. Public praise usually comes with a private invoice. You know the scene, middle of the meeting. You get lifted to the ceiling. He's the only guy who can pull this off. Whole room looks at you, and right behind the praise comes a mountain of new work. No raise, no title, and now if you say no, you're the guy who wasn't worth the compliment. That's not praise, that's a gold-plated handcuff, snapped on in front of witnesses so you can't argue. Next time it happens, smile, say thank you, and ask one question about resources. If the praise is real, the resources show up. If they don't, you just learned exactly what you got bought with. When a man praises you in public, watch what he needs from you in private. Come back to Wes for 1 second before we leave this act. All 4 laws he took all 4, never saw the board, so 2 years of building other men's decks felt like contribution. Never read a motive, so you just handle the numbers. And I'll handle the room sounded like teamwork, never watched anyone lose, so he trusted the wrong man on good weather alone. And the one compliment Wes ever got, he's the backbone of this team. That was the gold-plated handcuff holding him in the backbone chair. Wes doesn't need another skill. Wes needs to open his eyes, and you just did. Eyes are open. But seeing the board doesn't win you anything yet. The first job of a man who just woke up is making sure nobody has a handle on him. That's Act 2, Armor, Law 5, hold your temper or be steered by it. Every room has a man who likes to test. He pokes the sore spot in front of people, half joking. Then he sits back and watches. You blow up, he's got the map. From then on, whenever he wants you off balance, he knows the exact button. And this law doesn't only run at work. Thanksgiving table, somebody drops one line about your salary, your marriage, when you're finally buying a house. The table goes quiet for 1 second, waiting to see what you do. You snap, everybody gets dinner and a show, and the man who dropped the line just won. You smile, keep eating, ask about something else, and the show can't run. That button is now broken. The man who stays flat when poked isn't cold. He understands his anger is the steering wheel, and you don't hand the wheel to strangers. This week, think about the last time you blew up, who pushed the button, and what did he get right after. The man who holds his anger holds the wheel. Law 6, don't show your whole hand. You tell one coworker you're thinking about leaving. One guy, 3 weeks later your manager calls you in and every ounce of leverage you had is gone before you open your mouth. Your pay, your plan, your next move, that's your hand. Machiavelli wrote a line about this that belongs over every desk in America. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few men touch what you really are. He isn't telling you to live a lie. He's telling you to build floors. Ground floor stays friendly, open, easy to talk to. The vault is on another floor, and there's one key. Say half of what you were going to say, not because everyone around you is dirty, because information that leaves your mouth stops following your plan. A hand you've shown isn't a hand anymore. Law 7. Your reputation is armor that walks in ahead of you. 2 men, same skills, same opening. One gets the call because somewhere somebody said one sentence. I hear that guy delivers. That's it. That sentence is the largest asset you will ever own. And it's built out of things so small, they're almost funny. Show up when you said. Do what you said. Don't run your mouth about people who aren't in the room. 1 brick at a time, year after year, and it collapses 1 brick at a time too. 1 big broken promise. One time you got quoted trashing somebody. This week pick 1 small promise and keep it absolutely. Then repeat it every week. Your reputation walks in 5 minutes ahead of you and stays 5 years after you leave. Law 8. Choose where you break. Say this one plain. This law is not about playing the Iron Man. Every man breaks. The question is where. A smart man picks the stage for his own pain. At home with 1 or 2 people who earned it, he lets himself go down. Out in the field, in the meeting, in front of the other side, he stands straight. Not out of ego, because crowds read your posture faster than they read your work, and buzzards only circle where they smell blood. Break in front of the right man, and you get healed. Break in front of the wrong one, and you get recorded. This week, name the 2 people allowed to see you break. Everybody else, stand straight. Where you break is your call. Don't hand that call to the crowd. Law 9, pick your fights. 1 in the morning and you're still arguing in a group chat. Thumbs going like a machine gun, heart pounding like it's a real fight. Stop for 1 second and ask, if I win this, what do I get? Say it honestly. 10 minutes of being right, and it costs a night of sleep, a piece of your image, and tomorrow's energy. Weak men react to everything. Strong men pick fights like investments. If winning gets you ground, money or position, fight. If winning only gets you applause in your own head, let the guys with free time have it. Winning a pointless fight is still losing the afternoon. Stop here, because it's your turn to talk. Of those 9 laws, which one has been run on you, and you're only naming it right now, today? The compliment with the mountain of work attached, the poke at the table to see if you'd snap, the secret you told one guy that the whole floor knew by Friday. Drop the number in the comments, just the number, and the one that takes real nerve. Which of these laws have you run on somebody else? Answer honestly. At the end of this video we come back to that question, and the answer is going to put a chill in you. Law 10, become hard to replace. Hear this one right, because it gets taught dirty. Hard to replace does not mean hoarding files, hiding the password, making yourself the bottleneck so nobody can move without you. That trick has an expiration date, and when it expires, they don't just replace you. They enjoy it. Real irreplaceability is a stack. 1 skill done well, there are thousands of you. 2 skills stacked, hundreds. 3, maybe your whole city has a handful. Good accountants. Plenty. An accountant who can make the numbers land for a VP who never took accounting. In 5 minutes that man is rare. Good contractors, plenty. A contractor who quotes clearly, shows up when he said, and texts a photo at the end of every day. That man's number gets passed around the neighborhood like currency. This week, write down your 2 strongest skills and go find the 3rd one that makes the pair rare. Nobody betrays the only bridge across the river. Law 11, build in silence. There's a guy who studies every night after his kids go down. Doesn't post about it, doesn't announce the roadmap. 2 years later he changes jobs, changes income, changes his life. And the old crew says, man, that guy got lucky. Nothing lucky happened. 2 years happened. Where nobody was looking, Machiavelli warned princes about something ordinary men forget every day. A prince must never take his mind off the exercise of war in peacetime. He must train harder in peace than in war, because war is when you spend it, not when you build it. Same for you, the quiet years aren't for coasting, they're for stacking, and you stack in silence, because an announced plan attracts everything except the peace you need to do it. Nobody can knock down what nobody sees. Build in silence and let the result hold the press conference. Law 12, be absent on purpose. The man who's always there slowly becomes furniture. Answers in 3 seconds, takes every call, says yes to every invite, sounds devoted. What actually happens is his value goes into free fall, because anything always available stops being valued. Pull back a little, not fake busy, not games. An actual life, actual work of your own, and you reply on your schedule. Here's the experiment everybody has accidentally witnessed. A guy goes quiet in the group chat for a week, Because he's genuinely busy. Day 3, somebody asks, where's he been? Day 5, the private text arrives. Hey man, you good? That empty space did more work than anything he ever typed while he was sitting in there. You'll notice something strange. Talk less. They listen harder. Show up less. Your chair in their head gets bigger. Whatever's always available stops having a price. Law 13. Feed the name. There's a contractor who hasn't missed an appointment in 3 years. That's it. That's the whole strategy. No ads, no discounts. Now he's booked a month out, and his name is signing contracts in neighborhoods he's never set foot in. It's the law nobody believes because it's slow. Your name is the only crew that works for you while you sleep. You feed it in small meals, one deadline kept, one trivial promise remembered, one mistake owned out loud. And know the other side of it. A name built over 10 years can burn in 10 minutes. One time you trashed somebody who wasn't in the room, and it got back. One big promise, then you vanished. The crowd doesn't remember the 900 times you showed up. The crowd remembers the one time you didn't. Feed it for 10 years. It carries you for 30. Law 14. Your inner circle gets recruited, not inherited. Get a piece of paper. Write the 5 names you spend the most time with in a normal week. Now ask each one a question. Is this man here because I chose him, or because he was convenient? Most of us live our whole lives with an inherited circle. College roommate, the guy at the next desk, the neighbor. Nobody's a villain, but your circle is where you borrow your standards every single day. Sit with men who complain, you learn to complain. Sit with men who are building, your hands start itching to build. You don't have to cut anybody off cold, raise the bar at the door, and quietly give fewer hours to the names that are only convenient. Your inner circle sets your ceiling. You've got armor, you've got position, but a day comes when you have to strike. And before Act 4, I have to say something straight. My take, flat, and you're free to fight me in the comments. The channel's teaching you to plant rumors, to use fear to keep people in line, including with friends, including with family, are teaching you to hold the knife by the blade. Not because it's evil, because it's strategically stupid. Rumors have legs, and sooner or later they walk home to the man who started them. Fear has a shelf life, and the day it expires is the day the bill comes due. That's not what we do here. The strike here is positional, not dirty. Law 15, silence is a strike. Salary negotiation, you say your number, and you shut up. 3 seconds, 5 seconds. The air gets thick as concrete. An inexperienced man panics and negotiates against himself right there in the gap. I mean, whatever you think is fair, obviously, he just lost money and position because he couldn't survive 5 seconds of quiet. Understand this. In any negotiation, the silence is a hot seat, and whoever stands up first concedes. Say the number, shut up, sit in the heat, let the silence collector for you. And silence has a second front nobody talks about. When somebody interrogates you in that accusing tone, they don't want an answer. They want you flustered. The longer you explain, the more material they get. Try answering with one short sentence and a wall of quiet behind it. Then look at them and wait. They'll fill the gap themselves. And while they're filling it, they show you what they actually wanted. Men can argue with words, nobody can argue with silence. Law 16, if the door's open, walk, don't wait your turn. Opportunity isn't fair and it doesn't apologize. The open role, the new territory nobody's claimed, the big client looking for a name. The most deserving man usually sits there waiting to get called, because he was raised on just be good, and they'll notice. Nobody notices, they're busy. And while you're waiting your turn, a lesser man who moves faster walks through the door. Machiavelli put it brutally: all armed prophets have conquered, and the unarmed ones have been destroyed. Being right needs force behind it. Being good needs a step. See the door open, walk, apply one rung above what feels safe. Raise your hand for the thing nobody wants to own. An open door does not wait for you to finish thinking. Law 17. Be unpredictable on purpose. There's a man in every office you can set a watch by. Poke him here, he gets mad. Flatter him there, he goes soft. Text him at any hour, reply in 60 seconds. That man is comfortable, and that man gets steered. Because if I can predict you, I can drive you. That simple, unpredictable doesn't mean moody. It means your reaction runs on your math, not somebody else's script. The moment you were supposed to get hot, you're level. The moment they expected silence, you ask one sharp question. You answer messages by how much the work matters, not by how impatient the sender is. Do that, and nobody presses your buttons with confidence again. If they can read you, they can drive you. Law 18. Turn haters into fuel. You go up a step. Somebody gets uncomfortable. That's not an accident. That's a receipt. The man running his mouth about you is confirming you're important enough to discuss. And look at it this way. He is spending the hours of his own life broadcasting your name. Free marketing. A weak man hears he's being talked about and loses sleep, then goes explaining himself to everyone. A man who understands the law notes it, smiles, and burns it as firewood. One more hour of training, one more project. The best answer to a hater isn't an answer at all. It's the distance between you and him, measured next year. The man who hates you is running your ad campaign for free. Law 19. Win without the battle. Two men want the same chair. The first one gets in the race. Fights for every meeting, duels over every glance. The second man looks at that chair and asks a different question. Does it have to be this chair? Then he goes and builds a different table, new territory, new skill, new relationships. 2 years later, the first man gets the chair, exhausted, scarred, enemies on all sides. The second man owns a table nobody contested, because while he was building it, nobody thought it was worth contesting. The best fight is the one your opponent never knew was happening. The best battle is the one you never have to fight. Law 20. Loud power is power running out. Every company has two kinds of bosses. The first has to remind the room he's the boss. The title comes out like a badge in every meeting. Somebody crosses him. He raises his voice. The second one never has to mention it. He walks in, and the air changes. He talks quietly, and the whole table leans forward. Machiavelli summed this up in a line that gets butchered constantly, and the real version is better. The best fortress a prince can have is not being hated by his people. Not high walls, not guards, the fact that nobody wants to take him down. Power that has to shout is power asking for permission. Real power is quiet, because it stopped needing anyone's vote. Power that has to be announced hasn't been granted yet. Law 21, the last law, and here's the turn I promised you at second 30. The 20 laws you just learned are not new, they're running around you right now. That compliment with the mountain of work last Monday, that's Law 4, run on you. The poke at the table to see if you'd snap, Law 5, run on you. The secret you told one guy that the whole floor knew, Law 6, you showed your hand. The 5 seconds of silence where you negotiated against yourself. Law 15, and you were the one who stood up off the hot seat first. The quietest man in your group that everybody somehow respects, Law 12 is running. You're just not the one running it. And the time you trusted the wrong man, because 10 years of good weather felt like evidence. Law 3, you skipped the only window worth looking through. You didn't learn these 20 laws to become somebody else. You learned them to see, because the strongest man in the room isn't the one running the most laws. He's the one who sees every law being run, including the ones being run on him, and starting tomorrow, every meeting, every dinner, every group chat is different for you. Not because they changed, because you started seeing the moves, the way a chess player sees a board while the man beside him sees wooden shapes. And once you see all of it, something strange happens. You stop needing to win each hand, you start playing the long game, the one where the prize isn't a chair or a round of applause. It's what's left in the room after you leave it, your name, still spoken with weight, your word still heavy when you're not there to hold it up. Machiavelli lost every title he had. 500 years later, the whole world still reads him. The men who took him down, nobody can name one. That's the long game. The board doesn't ask whether you want to play, it only asks whether you can see it. 5 acts, 5 words, eyes, so you see the board before it moves you. Armor, so nobody has a handle. Position, built in the quiet years nobody watches. Strike, so you move at the right moment without going dirty. And throne, so you understand real power never has to raise its voice. Now the midpoint question, which law has been run on you? The common answer, after thousands of comments like these, is always the same one. All of them, every one of us has been a piece in somebody else's game. That's nothing to be ashamed of. The only shame is seeing the board and pretending it isn't there. As of tonight, you're on the side that sees. And here's how to actually use this video, because 21 laws heard once is just entertainment. Take one law a week. This week, law 1, do one thing, find one pattern that's serving somebody else. Next week, law 2, read the invoice on one piece of advice. And on 21 weeks, less than half a year, the guy next to you will watch 500 more videos in that time and change nothing. You watched one and changed how you stand in every room you enter. That's the difference between hearing and becoming. Say the oath one more time, and now you know what it actually means. I don't chase power, I become it. Chasing is running after something another man is holding. Becoming is growing it from the inside, one law at a time, 1 week at a time. If this opened your eyes, subscribe. You're on the side that sees now, and this side has more playbooks coming. The next one opens a room quieter than any conference room. The first 5 minutes with a stranger, and how he treats the server, the guy who can't do a thing for him. 5 minutes and he tells you everything. See the board, hold your hand, build in the quiet, and play the long game like someone worth impressing is watching. Because someone is.